What up, y'all? We're 1 week away from the kickoff of college football season, but before that gets started, high school football kicked off last week. There's intriguing games this week. Of course, we're gonna have St. Aquinas is coming in. We have Bishop. So we got Mater Dei High School, which is out of Orange County in Southern California. What's up, Miami versus LSU? Yes, sir. What's up, Georgia boy? Man, I know y'all juice, man. I'm ready, man. I'm ready for the big college football season coming up. But we got some great high school games this weekend I think you guys should check out. So if you guys know who Bishop Gorman is, right? Who do I got in Miami? You said Miami versus LSU. Oh man, that's a great game. I think I'm gonna lean LSU, man. I think LSU's defense is very strong, but Miami's bringing a lot of talent back, so Miami could easily beat LSU. And then when it comes to Michigan Notre Dame, I kind of like. I think I'm gonna roll with Michigan, man. But I think you guys should check out Bishop Gorman. That'll be on TV. Bishop Gorman versus Mater Dei. That'll be on this weekend. I think it's either tonight or tomorrow. I'll go back and check. I'll give you guys the update. I'll pin it when I'm for certain. I think it's tonight, but I'm not sure. I'm not completely sure, but it may be tomorrow. But there's some great games on tomorrow. Hoover High School out of Alabama, who's notorious for having great games. That's on too. So, matter of fact, you notice that I think you guys should definitely go for that one. He said Zamir Zeus White tore his other knee up. Weekend scrimmage. I was still sorry for the kid. He was the number one back of 2018. Oh, I know, man. I talked about that with CJ from the Boxing Clinic on this channel last week. We talked about it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you guys, though, man. The college football, it's a great season. I know Alabama's the overwhelming favorite to win it all, but but look out for Clemson. Georgia will definitely be back too. They're still in it. Some teams to look out for. Ohio State, if they can get past this whole mess with Urban Meyer, I think Ohio State is a real challenge. Michigan, it looks like that Michigan may have a quarterback, so Michigan could be a real threat themselves. Oh, I can't wait to either, man. But I'm telling you, the Georgia boy, to get your fix, to get your college football fix. Hold on a second, you guys. Yes, so to get your college football fix, you guys, I would recommend watching the high school games this weekend, for real. Because the top prospects that you guys see, that you'll be watching coming on Saturdays and the upcoming weekends, will be playing tonight and tomorrow. And there's great high caliber high school football games from around the nation will be on display this weekend. And like I said, that's what I always recommend. I recommend watching the top prospects in the nation. USC has the 2019 commit out of Mater Dei playing this weekend. So like I said, I recommend. There's going to be a lot of talent, a lot of high recruits in that game. Those are two of the higher ranked schools in the nation. And there's also, like I said, everybody know about St. Thomas Aquinas, and they're out of Florida. They put out tons of recruits every year. What did you correct, Jay? Yeah, DeMatha and Good Counsel, that's another one. DeMatha is out of the DMV, out of Maryland. DeMatha puts out a ton of kids every year. Unfortunately, most of those kids never end up going to the University of Maryland. They end up going to schools all around the country. Alabama recruits there on a regular basis. Notre Dame. You'll see kids also come to Ohio State and to the other top schools. So I do recommend that. Ye said, yeah, my high school is playing Cedar Grove High School. They have the number one receiver in the nation, Jason Howland, going to Georgia. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what. Who else is playing? Whatchamacallit playing? I think it was Marietta High School is supposed to be playing this weekend too, and they also have I think they have like 4 top recruits playing in that game. So that's what I'm saying. Watch high school football this weekend, man. There's gonna be great games this weekend. So I said it'll give you your college football fix. Oscar Smith and Feeders from the DMV. Yeah, I'm telling you, Maryland puts out a lot of high caliber talent on a regular basis. If the University of Maryland has to get themselves a coach who can keep them kids home, there's a lot of talent in the DMV area every year, and they leave and they go play at other schools. And if Maryland can get a coach who can recruit, matter of fact, a lot of kids from the DMV area too also end up at Penn State, if you guys know what I'm saying. Pennsylvania, another hotbed too. But the DMV is definitely a hotbed for recruiting. He said, roll tide, Alana Saddam, yes sir. But I'm gigging, man, gigging Texas A&M Aggies, man. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, the next couple of weeks, oh my God, man, I'm so juiced. You know what I mean? We've been frustrated with boxing talk. We're not talking about that here. But this right here is what it's all about, man. College football, the love of the game. This is the kids. You know what I'm saying? There's no professionals in there. We don't have to worry about contract holdouts or anything of that nature. It's like Missouri doesn't recruit here in Kansas City. I know, man. It's sad, man. Missouri is another place where I see a lot of kids coming out of too. Virginia Beach has a lot. Virginia sends a lot of kids around the country too. North Carolina is another place that has a hotbed. Yeah, Maryland, Stephon Diggs, exactly. Couldn't get his break yet. Alabama. A lot of people here go to Kansas out of Texas. The KU. Oh man, no doubt, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Everybody knows University of Texas. I mean, that state of Texas as a hotbed for recruiting. Pretty much, it's like this: Texas all the way to Florida, man. All the way up to Atlantic Coast to, I would say to the DMV, man. That's a hotbed. The Gulf Coast is a hotbed. A lot of talent in that region, in the SEC region. A lot of people said, "Son, you killing me, fam. I'm a Vols fan." But, hey, man, I do want to see what Tennessee does this year. I know it's kind of a rebuilding year. You know what I mean? They are right to get rid of Butch. He did it to me. He did a terrible coaching job over the last couple of years, in my opinion. He could never get them over the hump. He did recruit some good players, but I mean, I don't know. Tennessee had a few players transfer too. Butch had to go, man. He was terrible. I mean, he was a terrible in-game. He couldn't make any kind of in-game adjustments whatsoever. No, he couldn't, man. I mean, he would stick with what was failing. He didn't know what to do. And it wasn't like Tennessee didn't have talent. Tennessee had talent. Enough talent to not collapse at the end of the year like they did every year. Florida, Texas, Georgia, California, Virginia has the most talent. Exactly. California has a lot of talent, man. And you know what? And the Bay Area has a lot of talent too. I'm gonna tell you about what happens. Those kids end up in the Bay Area. They don't go to Cal, man. Those kids end up going to Oregon, USC, UCLA, and then they end up going to Arizona. And some of the kids go to Notre Dame, Michigan, you know, but they don't go to Cal. Cal has also raised their standards now too. You have to have like a 3.15 GPA in order to get a scholarship. So they've definitely changed to make sure they don't go to academic. Dobbs was definitely wasted, bruh. Is it Najee Harris? Yeah, Najee Harris was from the Bay, man. Najee Harris was from the Bay. Najee Harris, he's from Antioch, actually. He's from Antioch is I think Antioch about 25 miles away from Oakland, man. 25 to 30 miles away from Oakland, man. For real. So Antioch is about a 35, 40-minute drive away from Oakland. He thought about going to Berkeley, but then, I mean, he almost switched. Najee Harris almost decommitted from Alabama and went to Cal, but then Cal fired the coach, Sonny Dykes, which was the right thing to do. He looked like Eddie George coming out of high school. Yeah, he's a big kid, man. I mean, Najee, you get some bitch wanted to worry about Najee. Najee is about 6'2", man. He was 6'2", weighing about 235 in high school. For real. I remember he went up against De La Salle, man, and he was dragging kids. So that tell you what kind of real talent he is, man. He's a heck of a talent, man. That's one thing about the kids, some of the kids out there. But yeah, they got players in the Bay Area, man. But like I said, they don't end up going to Cal. I don't think he was ever going to UFC, man. He was thinking about going to Cal because Cal is right up here. His family would have been able to watch him on a regular basis. I mean, USC is not a bad option. You can easily get to LA. It's a short flight, and it's just it's about a 5.5 hour drive from Antioch. So it's not the end of the world. But now there's UC Lynch stayed close. Yeah, Lynch almost went to UCLA though, man. I don't know if you guys know that. Marshawn Lynch almost went to UCLA. That's a fact. He was very close to going to UCLA. But then his cousins and some other people went, and he ended up, he wanted to stay home. He wanted his mom to be able to see him on a regular basis. Yeah, he almost went to UCLA. Just like Maurice Jones-Drew. Because Maurice Jones-Drew was originally from Oakland, moved to Antioch, and then went to De La Salle. But Maurice Jones-Drew is another one. UCLA got Bishop Gorman quarterback. Yeah, they did. I'm telling you, man, but there's a lot of talent, man. This weekend, I recommend the high school game. There's so many. I think it was last weekend, Mater Dei. Who did they face? I think they faced San Clemente or something like that down in Southern California. But I don't know if you guys got DirecTV. You can watch even the games out of Southern California. I know I tend to watch games. I watch high school games all over the country because I've watched high school games out of North Dakota. I watched some high school games out of Minnesota. I always watched Texas 4A. Texas has, man, they got some big boys in Texas, man. I love watching Texas high school football on TV. Who does IMG playing opening day? I don't know. I haven't checked out the schedule yet. I'm just getting in the swing of things. But like I said, I'm definitely going to be bringing you content from the high school kids, and I'm going to be bringing you recruiting too, as I continue to get myself back in order, because I gotta dig more than that, because I've been too far into the boxing to the fact that I haven't dug into to college football and high school recruits that I need to. But like I said, I'm definitely bringing that running back from Mater Dei. Yes, he is, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, Mater Dei is loaded. But you know what? But here's the thing, though. Watch out for St. John's Bosco out of Southern California again, man. I suspect that they'll repeat as champions. St. John's Bosco out of Southern California, man. They are loaded again with a lot of talent. Texas high school football are always a must-see. Exactly. Don't forget Louisiana, too. Louisiana, for such a small state, Louisiana has a ton of talent, man. The state of Louisiana. Every year they're loaded with talent, the state of Louisiana. That's why LSU is always a program you got to take serious, man. Georgia, too. Georgia's also loaded. And Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, for whatever reason, is loaded in talent. Yeah, Louisiana has a lot of raw talent, man. If they got, that's why Nick Saban was still a coach. LSU will still be up there too. But Alabama has talent too, man. And people forget, man, Auburn. Cause I mean, this with the Hoover. Cause I told you guys about Hoover High School's playing this weekend. And who are they playing again? Gosh, I forgot who they were playing. But yeah, Hoover. Everybody knows about Hoover High School. Even if you're into college football, you know about Hoover High School. Hoover High School in Alabama is loaded. They're loaded every year. Florida's usually one of them. I can't say that every year. I think Louisiana was before. So Louisiana had the best talent at one point. So it kind of moves around. So I mean, they may have the best talent at this moment. I'm not completely certain. But I know Louisiana has had it. California's had it. Georgia's had it. So it does move around. Texas has had it too. But that's what I'm looking forward to, man. I'm gonna tell you a team to look out for too that I think is gonna make some leaps and bounds this year. I think Texas. I hate to say it because I don't like Texas. I can't stand the University of Texas. And as a Texas A&M Aggie, I can't stand the Longhorns, man. I think they're gonna make drastic improvement this year. Alabama can't stay out. My state trying to get our guys. Alabama's talent isn't on our level. Oh no, they're not. They're not. But Alabama does have talent, man. They're not talentless. No, they don't have the same talent as a state like Georgia or Louisiana. They don't. But they have talent. Because even Tennessee puts out a few high-level prospects every year. So, and funny thing is, those top talent out of Tennessee don't even go to Tennessee. They end up like Georgia or somewhere. He said, we got Josh Freeman coming out here. He said, we got Josh Freeman coming out here, and he didn't have, the right system. Man, Oklahoma is still loaded. Yeah, Oklahoma is definitely loaded, man. It just said, you know what I mean? So now we got to see. But here's the thing, though. Quarterback is the issue. Now I know that because I don't know how the quarterback play is going to be. I don't. I really don't. So that's the issue. But I do like Oklahoma. I do think Oklahoma will be very good. I think Texas will make a lot of huge improvements. We got Tennessee number one player. We got Tennessee's number one player last year, and K. Mays. His dad played for Tennessee too. No, I tell you, man, the top prospect out of Tennessee rarely goes to Tennessee, man. I don't get it. I guess they look to get out of there. We recruiting the Carolinas a lot too. Hey, Carolina, instead of Carolina, the North Carolina, South Carolina have a lot of talent. A lot of times those kids go outside of North Carolina and South Carolina too. Houston this year, yeah, Houston came in and said, "Hey, I'm gonna tell you this something right now, man. Y'all watch out for Florida State in a couple years, man. I'm gonna tell you, Willie Taggart is the real deal, y'all. Let me repeat this again. Willie Taggart is the real deal from Florida State. Oregon was heading in the right direction, man. With him, he can recruit his behind off. He can recruit his behind off, man. His rear end off, man. He is no joke. He's gonna the top Florida talent will stay in talent. A lot of those kids aren't gonna escape anymore. With Willie Taggart there, you're gonna see the top talent in the state of Florida will go to Florida State. You're hearing it. You're hearing it from me now. I'm telling you. Don't be surprised if Florida State, the next few seasons, don't end up with the number one recruiting class in the nation, Florida State. That's a great move by them, man. It sucks for Oregon, but I mean, Oregon's not a hotbed for recruiting. Virginia has raw talent too. Yes, they do. He'll bring it back to how Miami used to do it. Agreed. Best players from DMV are Virginia Tech, Florida State, Bama, Nat, Penn State. Exactly. Florida State has some players. They've been getting top 5 classes for years. Last year was anomalous. I know. I'm trying to tell you though, man. It ain't gonna be no top 5 class. MABV class. Willie Taggart is a monster recruiter. Everywhere he's gone, he's turned the program around. Now, what happened with Oregon, he took some of the talent from Oregon and they ended up following him over to Florida State. So that's what happened with Oregon. But Oregon did keep some of the talent there. So Oregon didn't lose a ton of talent, but some of the guys that were coming didn't go. They ended up going to Florida State. And Florida State, after their class collapsed, after Willie Taggart, he brought in some of the guys back and ended up bringing in some of the guys too. So that class ended up being better than what it would normally be after a guy leaves his job. They had like 3 running backs to start other places. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man. Florida State is in a position to possibly pass Clemson in another year or two, for real. And Clemson is another monster place where they recruit at a high level. So recruiting getting higher. What's going on at Texas A&M? That line dimed y'all out saying he was getting paid. Like I said, man, there's gonna be all kind of stuff going there, man. More than likely to go on probation. That's what's likely gonna happen. That's what's likely gonna happen. He grabbed that number 5 staple from St. John's Bosco. Committed to Ohio State. Yeah, man, you no joke, bro. I'm trying to tell you. Sleepy team. Louisville life after Lamar Jackson. Taggart, that is. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. But we're gonna see how. I think Louisville gonna be good. They still got a good coach, but the recruiting has to catch up. I can't wait for Michigan Ohio State game. A lot of people like Michigan this year because they say Michigan finally has a quarterback. We'll see. But with Bosa, man, with Nick Bosa and that defense, I'm just telling you, the pass rushing of Ohio State is elite. Ohio State's defense is going to be top tier this year. Run one of the Florida Gators coming back. They've been trashed for about 7 years. Florida's had no quarterback, man. Florida's defense has gotten better, but Florida has had no quarterback. Florida will get better when they get a quarterback. It's just that simple. And that's usually the case for a lot of these teams, man. Yeah, Nick Bosa's gonna be a top 3 draft pick, man, without a doubt, if not the number 1 pick of the draft. I'm telling you right now, coming out of high school, Nick Bosa was better than his brother Joey Bosa, man. I'm not overstating that. I'm serious. Nick Bosa's a monster, bro. This is like Joey is. You see how Joey doing it at San Diego now. Only game I'm worried about for my dogs is the LSU game on the road. We got Auburn at home. That Auburn game, Auburn is tough though, man. Like always, man. They always have pass rushers. So, but Georgia, in my opinion, should be better. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think Georgia might be better than they were last year. And that one thing they do with the defense, man, they need to definitely get better against some of these spread teams, man. And Atlanta best. I agree, bro. I'm telling you, man. And Ohio State, man, the Hurricanes got to be able to beat Clemson and Florida State. That's tough. Yeah, man, it's tough. They got to beat both them teams. But I think Miami's definitely going to be competitive against some teams this year, man. Why they don't, you know what I mean? If they're going to be competitive. But Florida State, I don't know if Florida State going to be all the way back this year. I think Florida State going to make strides this year. I would say that Miami's better than Florida State this year, man. But Miami's on the rise, man. We'll just see. Mark Richt can recruit. One thing he can do. The problem with Mark Richt is that Mark Richt chokes all his big games. We'll be good. We nervous the first half against Oklahoma. Thoughts on Nebraska? I like Nebraska, man. Scott Frost, that was a great hire, man. You saw what he did with University of Central Florida. The guy can obviously coach. The question is, how is he going to do in recruiting? He's going to have to go out there. He's going to have to go to California. He's going to have to go to Florida. You guys remember back in the 90s, man, they used to be able to recruit Florida. Nebraska was a monster when they were recruiting Florida and Texas and California. And they got to get back to doing that. Nebraska doesn't really put out talent. But Nebraska's going to have to go back to recruiting on the road. And if they could do that, they'll be okay. Now their quarterback ain't that good. Wisconsin's going to continue to be a physical team that gives teams problems. They always play a great defense. I would never count on Wisconsin, but one thing about Wisconsin, whenever they play the upper echelon of the Big Ten, they usually get beat because of the lack of speed and athleticism, man. But they're always well coached. So that's what usually catches up with Wisconsin. How long for Lane Kiffin? Well, if Lane Kiffin wants to mess with students, which he's done before, probably not long. Don't remind me of Rick choking. Still mad we didn't spike the ball against Alabama in the SEC game. Yeah, man. In 2012, man, I know. I know. I've had Mark Richt, man. That's the only downside of this guy, man. Mark Richt, I think his team knows that he gets tight under pressure. So at the end of the day, his team gets tight and his team picks it up, and then they choke. So he has to be relaxed. He has to come in confident, man. And we saw him do it again, man. At the end of the year, look at Miami lost to Pittsburgh last year. To Pittsburgh. And I knew there was a trap game because Pittsburgh does that. Everybody knows that Pittsburgh does that every year. You know, everybody knows that Pittsburgh's known for pulling the upset at the end of the seasons. Remember, they would do the same thing to Notre Dame every year. Pittsburgh would do the same thing to Notre Dame. And now all of a sudden, Miami's having this great season, undefeated. and just blow it against in a game against the team who wasn't competing for nothing. Pittsburgh, man, is a team that you usually want to play at the end of the year, man. This Harbaugh's last chance at Michigan. He finally got a quarterback. Yeah, man, I think they're gonna be all right. If Michigan, like I said, if he plays up to par, I think that Michigan gonna be fine, man. Dude, that's been Michigan's problem under Harbaugh. They haven't had a quarterback they can rely on. He couldn't recruit our top guys like Deshaun Watson, Reuben Foster, and Cam Newton. Nah, man, I'm telling you though, but Mark Richt, man, that dude, that's one thing that he does. If he can find a way to win one of these big games and get that monkey off his back, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Right now, I'm looking at what you want. I'm taking his name again. Oh my God, See, I'm having a brain cramp today. Why I can't think of the name? Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart, man. Kirby Smart almost broke that curse for Georgia. Kirby Smart continued the tradition of Georgia choking in big games, man. All because the safety bit on how you gonna bite on the play action on what was it? I think it was like 4th and 30, 32. How do you bite on that? For real, 4th and 32, you give up a touchdown. That's unbelievable. For real, unbelievable if you give up a touchdown on 4th and 32. It's ridiculous. So, nah, man, that's terrible, man. The safety sat there a bit. What are you biting for? At that point of the game, you do not allow anybody to get behind you. Period. That's a roll tide, Georgia boy. Hold on, Callie. TCU is the best team in Texas right now. I agree with that. They also have a great coach and play great defense. And they started to recruit pretty well since they got in the Big 12. 226, Malcolm Parrish pissing off. Man, I still can't believe what I saw, man. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, bro. That didn't just happen. No way. 4th and 32, you give up a touchdown pass, man. How do you bite on that, man? First thing, he was playing too close up. He should have been playing deeper, man. Cause you sat there and know that you can't run with the receiver. You can't run with him. So why? Tell you what TCU always slept on at the end of the year. Yeah, man, but TCU, man, in my opinion, needs to find a way to get into that playoff. TCU needs to find a way to beat Oklahoma and to get in the playoff, win the conference. That's what TCU needs to do. What do you think UCF will go undefeated again this year, and should they get a shot at the national championship? Well, it all depends on what their schedule like, man. You got to win the championship. You got to go undefeated, but then you got to blow everybody out. You know what I'm saying? To get in that 14 playoff. They got to decimate teams. They need to beat teams by 40. By 40 to have a chance to get in there, in my opinion. That's the only way I see it. Other than that, to me, they have no chance to get in there because their schedule is usually not strong enough, especially their conference schedule, man. It made you from getting to the 14 playoff. It was different for the BCS. You know what I mean? For the other bowl games, they can probably get in one of those. But when it comes to the 14 playoff, probably not. I agree, they wouldn't beat Penn State. They would have beat teams like Baylor, gotten beaten last year. Exactly. TCU plays Ohio State, right? I think they do play Ohio State. But TCU has to win that game. They got to. You got to win that game. If they don't, and then it doesn't matter, man. You got to win that game. They have to. You got to. So, yeah, they got to win that game, man. That is a tough game. It is, but they got to win it. You got to win those games. If you want to you want to get in the 14 playoff, you got to win that game because still, the Big 12 doesn't get the kind of respect. I think it deserved more respect last year, but it doesn't get the kind of respect that it likely deserves. So, in my opinion, they need that game. Oh, if they win that game and run the table, they going to get in. Period. You know what, though, guys, man? I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. You know what I'm saying? I got to answer this phone call. But, man, salute to y'all, man. Make sure you tell everybody else about S1210 College Sports Mode Wanted. I'm out.